I honestly feel that within the Black community, you know, in Ghana, in the US, in the Caribbean, actually it's it's global, right?
Mm.
Um, Patriarchy sort of manifests in very interesting ways. Not to say that it doesn't manifest in other racial groups, but it manifests in very interesting ways. And I think that there are even similarities in the way that sexualities are policed here in the US versus how they are policed in Ghana. So, for example, discrimination or hatred towards LGBT people, I'll just use gay men, for example, is because of the way that people feel that gay men or being openly gay or just being gay in general threatens masculinity, right? And
Mm.
masculinity, you know, when we talk about patriarchy, we also talk about masculinities and toxic masculinities and all of that. And so people have a very narrow definition of what it means like to be a man. And the entire idea of the patriarchy is built on being straight, being this and being hetero, and growing up, and you being a woman growing up and marrying a man, you being a man growing up and marrying a woman. And it's the same thing across these societies. And I feel like even in some of our African societies, some of that is fueled by some already existing homophobia that we had in some of our communities. Definitely there were communities that supported homosexuality, and in which homosexuality sort of manifested in various ways. So, for example, among the Dagara of Upper West region and Burkina Faso, I think southern Burkina Faso, sexuality is manifested in various ways, right? But in other cultural communities, there was homophobia. So I think that the history and even the presence of sexualities within the Black communities and within Ghana specifically is very complicated. And when we have these conversations, it's important to sort of nuance that. And I believe that the reason why, there's so much homophobia in our communities is because of the way that we hold on to the patriarchy and patriarchal norms and gender stereotypes, gender socialization, and all of that. And I also feel like, because of, apart from those cultural norms, we've also inherited homophobic colonial laws, right? So, for example, there's something called the Indian Penal Code that you'll find in almost all former British colonies, and the language within that penal code and the constitution then, it was similar. Like when I was doing research on that, I found that it was the same language that they used to criminalize homosexuality in Ghana, the same language you'd find in East Africa, the same language that you'd find in India, right? So we also have like left remnants of colonialism within our laws, and then we also have religion, right?
Right.
So we look at our religion, and our pastors, our imams tell us that it's haram, or it's a crime to be gay or to be gender non-conforming and all of that. And it's really interesting also because when we look to our African traditional religions, in some communities, they were more embracing of these non-conforming sexualities, and they were actually sort of demonized for that, right? So you would find Western scholars document them and say, oh my God, they're savages, men sleep with men and women sleep with women. And now people are making it seem like it's not part of our culture, and it's just really exhausting to keep